Welcome to Module 2 of our employability skills on communications and the various types of communication. So let's talk about those various types. There's written communications, which I think most of us are familiar with, reports, memos, emails, letters, faxes. There's oral communication, phone calls, discussions, presentations, various interviews. There's media presentations, slideshows, which you're seeing right now, photographs, YouTube videos, audio. So how do you be effective in communications? Well, first of all, you need to prepare. You need to know who your audience is, what your audience interest is. You need to know your subject matter. And you need to use a delivery method that is good for that audience and that subject matter. So you may get some verbal and nonverbal signals. So verbal signals are like your speech patterns, your accents, your vocabulary. Nonverbal signatures are like gestures, body language, eye contact, dress. So for example, what do slumped shoulders or lack of eye contact convey? Lots of things. There's verbal and there's both nonverbal styles. So it's perfectly appropriate to use different styles of communications with different areas. There's you, there's your family, friends, school, work, and the larger world. And obviously you're going to use different types of communications as you're going through different areas. There's different communicative styles. Assertive, meek, cooperative versus competitive, individual versus team focused, optimistic, pessimistic. And I think all of us have seen these in our various lives and life examples of the different styles of communications. Different ways to resolve conflict through communications. So, conflict is a normal part of the workplace. People have competing views, competing ideas. But effects of emotions and nonverbal signals. Sometimes the nonverbal can be just as important as the verbal. What does professional handling of conflict look like? Well, number one is listening. It does not equal hearing. Listening is, we think of it as listening is sort of understanding and having a little bit of compassion. So if you think about all your technical support calls or customer complaints, one of the first things they educate you is to feel some compassion. I'm sorry you're having that problem, right? Is often one of the things they say. Then if we're doing a presentation, how do we prepare that presentation? We need to think about who's the main audience? Is there a secondary audience? What is that main audience interested in? What are the 2 or 3 things I want to make sure they remember? What is the desired outcome? What things do I want them to remember or learn? What information is that? Should I use PowerPoint, flip-flop? What's the most effective? Flip charts, handouts, PowerPoints. And then always have a backup plan. What if the computer fails or the projector fails? Do I have a backup plan, or and make sure I've tested it and dry run it. And then the actual delivering of the presentation communication. Make sure you introduce yourself, welcome the listeners, introduce the subject and the topic, deliver the body of the presentation according to your plan, deliver the close or the summary, and then optional any Q&A, questions and answers. So that's the segment on communication. Thanks for your time.